Well, that makes sense. I'm a fan of both. But let's talk now about your new series. I think I'm okay to say it's coming out in October. I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. When I introduce you at the top of the show and I record that, I'm sure they'll have a firm date. But I'm just going to roll the dice with October right now, and it's called
It's
Angela Black.
October, yeah.
It is
Yeah,
October. You
yes, I can confirm it's October. I can confirm it's October.
Great stuff. So Uh, backstory wise, this is created by the same team that you worked with on Liar, Harry and Jack Williams. And that was a huge hit, Liar. I did my due diligence. The figures for Liar, like sort of around 9 million. That's incredible in this day and age of streaming services, all the what have yous, and suddenly you're looking at a viewership of that. That's pretty cool, huh?
It was, yeah, it was incredible. It was just, again, that was, well, you can never expect these things. I thought it was, I knew it was going to be a really great show, but we were all so thrilled when people connected with it as they did. And, that's really down to Jack and Harry's writing, and they write thrillers and drama so well, but they write these sort of cliffhanger moments and edge of your seat stuff, and but also ground their shows in something sort of deeper, or certainly the ones that I've done with them. And there's often an underlying subject matter, got sort of through the whole thing. So first and foremost, it's a piece of entertainment, but I love the way they almost bury a really important subject matter in there, so people are sort of connecting with it without even realizing. And I just find that really impressive that they can do that, and I'm not sure how they do, but they do.
Kind of like a Trojan horse of a series. You're sort of buying into it because you're like, oh, great, I'll watch a thriller, but actually there's quite an important message buried within it.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously with Liar, it was the issue of consent and sexual assault, and the sort of lack of the lack of conviction rates. And yeah, but for, as I say, first and foremost, it's a brilliant thriller, and they've gone and done it again with Angela Black. In my opinion, I read the first 3 episodes and I just could not put it down. And so Angela Black is a thriller with based on the topic of domestic abuse, or based around that subject matter. It stems from that situation, but it's a very different beast to Liar in every way. The character is very, very different. The way the story moves is very different. Liar was very much sort of this one big catalyst event that happens at the beginning, and then things spiral from there. Whereas for Angela and Laura, my character in Liar, very much had a voice, knew her voice, was used to being listened to, was used to being respected, and was, this anger came up inside her because she for the first time in her life probably found herself not being listened to, not being believed, not being respected, not being understood. Whereas Angela's a very different character in terms of we meet her when she's still trying to find her voice, and she's still trying to find that fight in her. And from the outside, she looks like she has the most perfect life, handsome husband, gorgeous home, 2 beautiful children, volunteers in a dog's home, nice clothes, nice car, or the whole package. But obviously what's going on behind closed doors is very, very different. And then she meets a private investigator who gives her some more information about her husband, who she knows to be a dangerous man, and things spiral from there. So she sort of finds out one bit of information, then another bit, then another bit. So it's a much more sort of Hitchcockian style kind of unraveling, which I loved. And our director, Craig Viveris, did an incredible job at really pulling that out and, giving it making it look kind of cool as well, from an aesthetic point of view. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait for people to see it and see how they react to it.
It does look cool. And for the record, I've seen it. Someone very kindly sent me the first episode. So if you do want to pass on scripts 2 and 3, I'm happy to read them, because it's one of those things that comes with the territory of this job. I'm just like, man, I've watched one episode and now I'm like, come on, when do I get to watch episode 2? October? That's not fair, because it is one of those shows that you immediately go, but no, I can't. I need more. I need this story to continue immediately. But I'd love to know what your reaction was when you read the script. So you sent the first 3 episodes, and I imagine it comes with a question. At that point, do you want to play this character? Are you interested, having read the script, in playing her?
Yeah, exactly. So I was fortunate enough, obviously, that I've worked with Jack and Harry before, and so they'd written the first 3 episodes of Angela Black, and they sent them to me to read for interest, and said, we'd love you to play Angela if it's something you'd be interested in. And as I said, I started reading and I just couldn't stop. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure I read all 3 back to back, just in one sitting, which I don't usually do. So I just wanted to know what happens next. And the story I mean, I can't say anything because there's so much, it has to unravel, but my goodness, it just goes, the story really just flies, and you just go, I mean, the twists and turns in it are incredible and kept me guessing. And I was sat there going, no. And I literally kind of vocalizing my reactions, sat on my own reading the script. And I thought, okay, this must be good because I'm actually talking to myself. So so that was it. I was like, yes, please. Yes, I'd love to play her. Thank you very much.
and so when you get a script, what is it that you're looking for in a script that puts it on the yes pile or the interested pile, let's say, compared to it going on the no, absolutely not pile? And are there things in it that you are keen to do? Because like the example you just used between Laura in Liar and Angela in Angela Black is the fact that you're dealing on the one hand with a character who has a voice and a character who has yet to find her voice. And is it that difference that makes a role exciting to you, because you're like, this is very different to what I've just done? So it includes in it really new, interesting challenges for me as an actor.
Yeah, it's exactly that, really. I mean, first and foremost, it always comes down to if it's a page turner. I think you usually know certainly by the first 10 pages if something's hooked you in, and if it hasn't by then, I always read the full script, but you kind of know it's not going to. But then also there's other things to consider. So it's, the team behind it, who's going to be directing it. But first and foremost, for me, it comes down to the script, the story. And also, is it exactly that? Is it a character I really want to play? Is it something I've not done before? Is it something I've not done for a while? Is it just something completely fresh and new? And I love the versatility of my job, and that's what keeps it interesting for me. I love doing different things and different characters, and that's what I find really fun about it. And sort of creating these different, characters and personalities and stuff. So it's very much that. And when I took on Angela Black, I mean, I didn't have any concerns about any similarities to Liar, actually, because the script and the character were written so differently. But I also said, like, I need to look different, I need to this, there's lots, and also I needed to build a very, very different kind of character. And I feel like we managed to do that without anyone. I don't think anyone's going to sit there and go, oh, that's that same actress that's worked with those same writers. I'm hoping that doesn't, doesn't cross over, which I'm sure it won't.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, as you've mentioned already, it's powerful stuff. I mean, the opening is it's not easy to watch, which you'd imagine in a series that deals with domestic abuse, it shouldn't be easy to watch, but it is. It's powerful stuff. Michiel Huisman, I believe it's pronounced. I hope I haven't got that wrong. He plays your husband in it, who I recognise from Game of Thrones. I'm sure a lot of people will. What's it like working with him? First of all, as sort of as a co-star in something like this, but I guess also when you're dealing with subject matter like this, because it's a terrifying performance he gives, and as it should be. but is there a different skill set that comes with approaching something that is as intense as the relationship that you have with him?
Yeah, I mean, McKeel was just brilliant. He's just a really lovely guy and really easy to work with. And we both, I think we both came into this really passionate about the project. And McKeel really wanted to play the role because he often doesn't get to play the, in crude terms, the bad guy, but psychologically it's a really kind of interesting thing to take on as an actor. So he was really passionate about doing this, and there was a lot of back and forth with dates, and we all had to really make it work, and he himself had to sort of be away from the family a bit longer than he'd wanted to and bring the family over, and there was lots of cogs turning to make it possible that he could come and play the role. So we were all thrilled when it worked out, and we both just, which is always makes life easy, we both just had the same mindset. I think when you're taking on a project that is that has got a sensitive subject matter at the heart of it, it just means we all have, or I certainly feel, an extra responsibility to do the best job I can. And McKeel absolutely felt the same, and we really wanted to get, we'd both done a lot of research, and we really wanted to get their relationship feeling really real, and this sort of power play between the two of them that, after Women's Aid were really fantastic and helped not only Jack and Harry during the script writing process, but also McKeel and I during our research process. And one of the counsellors and advisors that we spoke to said that there's often this sort of power shift between an abusive relationship. So say in our case, the man's the abuser, the woman's the abused. So the abused is abused, and then the abuser then goes into the sort of cycle of the sorry and the trying to make up for it. And then the abuse sort of feels like they have the upper hand for a really short space of time, although they never really do, but psychologically it feels like they do. And then when they accept the abuser back into the relationship, the whole cycle kind of starts all over again. And it's just this. And so we wanted to sort of, weave that into the relationship, and we wanted to make both the characters obviously as three-dimensional as possible, and have those moments where hopefully you could see, oh God, if only he wasn't abusive, they could have been really happy together. I mean, it was, as crude to say it, but the moments of charm and everything, because nobody falls for somebody because they're horrible to them all the time. Nobody falls for somebody because they abuse them constantly. You fall for somebody because that behavior develops over a time once the feelings and the love has been built. So, we wanted to really try and weave that in underneath, the scenes we were playing together. And so hopefully we did that.
I mean, based on the first episode alone, I think you did. There's a couple of very big moments in there. I think you said it earlier, like real, like what moments, and that's just the first episode. So yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of Angela Black. While I've got you, Hello, Alex here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to get in touch with us at all, for any reason, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at JTFpod. And don't forget to subscribe to the full audio podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your pods.